Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with the part 3 on the painting tutorial of the Cryptborn. How it's called, I don't remember now the name. But you remember this guy that goes on the dragon, on the drake. And in the first part I have done the base, second part I have done all the base colors. Start doing some of the main work on the scales and the body of the dragon. And now we are going to keep working on the details. Try to assemble the different parts that we have, the different sub-assemblies, the sub-parts. I have the wings like that as well. We have done the head as well of the drake, so we can put it together once we have done more progress. And you can see we have done even the eyes and some other details on this guy. So next step, I'm going to do some of the details here. I'm going to sharpen a little bit more the hair, or make it a little bit more. Yeah, let me see if I can put this on this place. We are going to do like a dry brushing on the hair, and we are going to try to make it, to make it a little bit more contrasting. So I'm going to take a very light gray. Okay, I'm going to take administratum gray, and we are going to apply a very soft dry brushing. Try to have some control, so we are going to dry it correctly. We'll check on my skin. You want very little, and yeah, you can start with very little, and we'll start, for example, here, and I will apply like that. I'll do as well here. Remember, we have applied Basilicanum gray to make this. Okay. If you have the feeling that you are not putting enough, just go. I don't want to put too much, to be fair. It's just for some of the hair that was a little bit darker than what I wanted. And mainly, you can see I do mainly the outside. The inside is good enough. You don't have that much visibility. Very little. Just, you can see I'm doing very little, but I think this is enough. And now I'm going to work on the bells. And to work on the bells, I'm going to take a very quite a lighter contrasting color. We can take Screaming Skull, or we can take as well some light ochre. So I will use, for example, the Messy Desert. In that case, I'm going to put, this is a little bit bad shape, but let me see if I can just go some. Okay, we'll be able to take some of them. Yeah, I will need to buy a new pot soon, but for what I need now, this should be enough. Okay. And what I will do with the Messy Desert, I will take like a very thin brush in that case, and I'm going to do like this. Do not worry if you see that it's very visible, because at the end then we are going to apply a contrast paint as a glaze to make the transition softer. Okay, and we are going to apply this on all the bells, and as well on the saddle. Okay, something like that, the saddle. Okay, like that. Like if there is some weathering, so it looks, I want it to look a little bit weathered, used. Okay, you can add some scratches here and there. And I will go all around like that, and I will do the bells like the one there. So even these that are thinner, I will go over them and do this type of details. Okay, and we are going to do the same on all the bells. So as now it's more of the same, maybe for example here I can put it like a scratch like that. It's going to be more of the same on all the bells. I will do the rest of the bell and the rest of the saddle, and I'm back. So once we have done all these marks and scratches on the belt, now I'm going to use snake bite leather, and we are going to apply it over the bells and the saddle. So I start with the bells and at least the saddle for the final part. What we want to do is to put a little bit just to integrate now this into the belt, and you can see that is looking less contrasting. So it's like applying a filter of color. I like a lot this approach because then I have different intensities. That is what you will expect from scratches. Some will be deeper than others, some weathering will be more than other. And sorry, I was not showing this, but at the end what I'm doing is just applying a layer, and I try to thin it down if it's possible a little bit, a layer of snake leather over the bells. And you can see that now all these, they look much less yellow. Okay, I will do as well the one on the leg. And by the way, I also did the bells on the head, okay? The ones that are holding the armor plate, so these ones here, okay? So I also did these ones, and of course you want to do the same. You want to apply here this snake bite leather. And then I want all the bells to, I want uniformity as well on how much you wear. If you wear something in a way, you want to wear more or less all the ones that are on the same material similarly, so they don't look that one part is much more damaged. Here on the saddle, as I said, I will go over. We'll take some water. Right now I need more water downstairs because I want to be sure. And you go over the full saddle, although a lot of parts will be covered. This is why I haven't done this part in the middle. It will be mostly covered, and as well most of the saddle will be covered except the front one. But I will not expect this front part will be to scratch. Okay, I'll do like that. There is the mistake, but we will correct the mistakes because we want to do the letters more, the writing there more visible later on. Okay, we want to apply something like that. You can see now all these marks we have done are looking much more integrated to the bell, and now I do the other side. Okay, and we do the same. Okay. I will do the same. Like that. And now we need to wait at this device. Okay. But before that, I will do another apply. I will apply another contrast paint, and I will use again red contrast. So I was thinking how to do this part at the back of the salad, and I think I will go for red as well. So the option is to go for purple, but I think will be too many colors. So I like uniform it. So I'm looking for the red contrast. Here it is. Flesh tears. We are going to apply this on this part. Okay, something like that. Okay, and then I'm going to wait that these two layers that I just applied they dry before doing the next step. So I wait that this dries, and then I will be back for the next step. Okay, so this how looks like now. Okay, the seat and the belts you can see, and especially in the saddle we have all this weathering. Now I'm going to use Dreadful Visage, the contrast paint that is greenish purplish, and I will put it on the tongue. I don't like too much the tongue to be so pale, so I prefer to go for a slightly darker color and give a purplish tonality. So I'm going to apply this, and again this is quite thin. I will need to shake it a little bit more. Yeah, it's quite thin. So we can do this, and maybe I will do a second layer because I want the tongue to be darker. I find it that is too light, and I'm looking more for a darker tonality. Okay, so I will do that. Likely I will go for another touch there. Need to wait at this device. The other thing I want to do is I want to increase the contrast on the armor. So I'm going to take Aglex Air Shade, and I'm going to apply a second wash on the armor, but this time I want to go much lighter. So I will use water to thin it down. And I will try just to, really what I want is to make the recesses darker. So I will here you really want to avoid that it's pulling, and you want to accumulate it on the recesses to increase the contrast. Okay, so I'm going to apply like that. You can see spreading quite well, and let it to accumulate a little bit in the recesses. I will do the same here, and I will do over the bones, but again, you want this to be quite light, and the main intention is to really emphasize the shade on these rivets and to increase a little bit more the contrast. Okay, so I'll do like that. I want to increase the here as well. Okay, on this back of the saddle. I want the gold of Ionus Cryptborn. I want it to look like a darker gold. Okay, again we go over the red part because this will increase the contrast there as well. So I'm going to apply this. You can see I try to be light and not to put too much. So I'm doing that. As you can see here, we'll do the belly off camera, and I'm back for the next step. Okay, so this is how the gold looks like now. We have deeper shades, we still have the reddish of the flesh shade, and we have the darker parts from the agate earth shade. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use Retributor Armor. Okay, and I'm going to use as well Auric Armor Gold. Okay, this one. We are going to work, and I will have as well silver, and I will work on the highlights on the armor. Okay, so what we are going to do, let me put this one here. We are going to take our brush. We are going to start from on this one, for example. Let me do first this part here. We need a little bit more light. Okay, and we are going to start, for example, on the rivet, on this edge. And here as well, start highlighting. Okay, and I start first with Retributor Armor because I want to start little by little. Okay, for example, I will do here the edge. We're going to go like that. Okay, and then we take Retributor Armor, Auric Armor Gold. We are going to go lighter. Okay, and if it's needed, especially for the rivets, I will use silver to give this extra brightness in some points. Okay, and I keep working. Again, I like to start with Retributor, then I will use Auric. Okay. then I will use a little bit of silver. Then on the armor plate itself, I will do a little bit of paneling. Adding a little bit of retributor armor in the flat areas. Then we are going to insist a little bit on the top. Okay, we are going to do the edge. Here I go with Auric directly, Auric armor gold. And then again silver to do these rivets. And give us a little touch at the end. And then we do the other side. Okay. So on the spikes, for example, what I will do, I will go first on the edges, and yeah, I will work with first, as I said, with retributor armor. Then we go to gold, to Auric armor gold. And finally I will put a little bit of silver. Okay, and we are going to do this the same on all the different armor plates. This thing is more of the same. The only one that is a little bit tricky is the one at the belly, and to be fair, I don't know how to show this on camera. Okay, and how to access, because it's going to be quite tricky to access there. And there I will just work with retributor armor, just to give a little bit of brightness where I want to pop out some details. As it is quite facing down, right? And we have quite dark, nice shades. I will not work too much on the highlights there. I will work more the highlights on the upper part of the armor plate. Okay, so I will keep doing that on the different armor plates, and I'm back for the next step. Okay, next step, I'm going to use a swimming school. We are going to highlight the schools that we have here. Okay, so we are going to like that. Okay, we are going to paint this parchment at the back. Okay, this is one. Here we just apply a thin layer. Okay, we clean up. Like that, and then put a little bit more. we are going to highlight the other attachments we have. Okay, like this one. We want to make them lighter. Like that. We're going to use a little bit of morphine brown. With this. To help on these transitions. We apply here more Ionus Cryptborn. Like that. Okay. A little more from ground here. And we just keep working. And we are going to do as well the candles that we have here. Okay. So we are going to do the other candle. I will finalize the patchwork work and I'm back for the next step. Okay, we have done all the highlights here, well in the attachment here. Here we have paint this thing, we need to wait at this device. Now I'm going to take the Vichy Violet and I will apply this on the tongue. I want it to be even darker, the tongue, I think it's too light. So we are going to apply. I think like that will look more what I wanted. Okay, something like that. Now I'm going to take the head. We are going to work on the mouth before drawing it. It's going to be easier. So I'm quite happy how the inside of the mouth is looking like. The only thing is I will apply some dark brown here. On this belt. Okay, and now I'm going to use the same skimming spool that we used before and we are going to paint the teeth. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do that for each teeth and I'm back for the next step. Okay, the teeth are done. Now I'm going to use the Magus Purple and I'm going to apply this here and here, although it's not working that as expected. Yeah, this, I think I will change the idea. I will take this color and I will apply it next to the eye. These Emperor children. Okay. Okay. While this is drying, I'm going to take dark oat flesh. I'm going to apply another layer inside of the mouth. And I'm going to apply it now next to the eye, but we have applied the pink. Okay. Now I'm going to take agarose dunes and I will apply it at the base of the teeth, especially the big ones. I will do something like that. Let me see, zoom in a little bit. I will do something like that. Okay. Now do the inside. Like that. And I will wait that this dries. While this is drying, I go back to the main body. I will take Seraphim Sepia. And I will do this parchment that have the writing there. Okay, and we will have a nice, the shade will help a lot to pop out this. I know normally I do with blues these ones or with browns, but in that case I want to be special as it is the character and I prefer to go with this cream color. Okay. You see the tongue now is much darker. Again, to not lose time while all this is drying, I will take the wings. Okay, and now what I will do on the wings, I will apply black Templar on the nails. Okay. Oh, on the claws, I don't know how to. In reality, these are claws, nails. Okay, and I will go one by one, applying it. I will do this on both wings. You can see I put quite a thick layer to be sure that I cover the red. That is not going to be a big problem. Okay. So we'll do the rest of the nails and I'm back. Okay. Next, I'm going to use Gorgunta, and I will apply it really the very base of the teeth, and just on the bigger ones. As well, I think something like that. Okay. And we are going to paint now the candles. So to paint the candles, I will start with a very light yellow, dawn yellow, and we are going to paint the flame. Okay, something like that. Now I'm going to take Iriel yellow, this one, and we are going to do the next layer. Something like that. Next I'm going to take an orange. And we are going to do the top part mainly. Sorry if I go. Okay, and what I'm going to do next, I'm going to take this orange, tallest layer orange, the same that we have used for the flame, to put a little bit more. and I'm going to apply it around a little bit. Like that. Something like that. Okay. The last thing I was missing is we need to take again Screaming Skull and highlight a little bit, clean up a little bit this work that we did here with the Seraphim Sepia. So come back and do a little bit of highlight. Okay. Something like that. The other side. Okay, something like that should be okay. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take gray. So palette, back to the grays. So here I have a very light gray. I will put some water. Is Administratum gray. And here I have a darker gray that is called, forgot the name now, Downstone. Okay, so I play with Downstone, and as well I have a sheen gray in case I need it. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go nail by nail and highlight them a little bit. So I will take mainly, I will start with downstone and touch this. Then I will use administratum and I will ensure that all the nails have this extra highlight. If it's needed, I use darker gray on the top here. But this, the idea is to add some highlight to all the nails, as you can see there. And we are going to do the same on the wings. So we are going to start from here. We're going to start using downstone. Okay, and starting from the tip, you follow more or less these lines to the base of the nail or claw. And then we can use a little bit of administratum to give this extra highlight. And we go like that, nail by nail. It's not going to be as tedious as the scales. Just be patient and we keep doing. Okay, you can see I start from the tip always, as much as I can. Then I change to the lighter gray. All this gray is quite diluted, as you can see. I put water at the beginning. Okay, and we go like that. You see that it wins. It's much better like that. I will do like that all the nails and I'm back. Okay, we have done the nails and now the next step is I'm going to do the writing on the parchments here. Okay, on this. So I'm going to use Rhinos Hide, the darkest of the browns. We are going to add some we are going to do something like that. Okay, you try to do like irregular lines. Don't do straight lines because they will not look like writing. Okay, and I will do the same on the hidden one. Okay, and we do the same here. Here, and the next step I'm going to do is assemble now the wings and the head of the bake, and I will finalize this part here. Okay, so I do a little bit more writing here. You need to match something like that. Okay, now we are going to glue the wings and the head. And I'm back to show you how it looks like. Okay, I have glued now the wings and the head, and this is how it looks like. I will zoom out later on, but first I want to show you one thing. So one thing I will do next before finishing that is I'm going to use Mephiston red, the same we have done for the scales, and we are going to clean, or to paint the parts that we may have wrap off the paint a little bit when manipulating, so any damage that we may have caused when holding these parts. As well, I will go the parts where I glued. And here, for example, when assembling I did a small damage, so I will just be sure that I clean all these little imperfections. Okay, and we have a good finishing. So as well, on the head, for example, here, this horn here, I have a little bit. So any part that you see that you have rubbed off a little bit the paint, or you damage when holding it to glue it, now is the moment. Here I have a little bit. You can use as well corn red if you want to go darker. So it's will need to see it, okay? But it's important that after assembling you do this inspection. Especially while you will see more here, for example, it's not a rubbing, it's a miss that is not that visible when it's okay. Just go around and ensure that you have done all of this. Okay, so I will do this and I'm back for the next step. Okay, so this is how it looks like now that we have done this third part on the painting of the bake, and I'm going to finalize here part 3. So I hope you have enjoyed up to now. Please give a like if you have liked the video so far, share if you think other people can be interested, and yeah, and as usual, thanks a lot for watching, and keep tuned for the next part where we are going to paint the rider. As usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.
I'm taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything.